I have this a fellow who came on my podcast and was having some problems with his daughter, and she wasn't getting up for school. And I went over it very specifically with him, kind of like what happened with you a moment ago. And he would compare her to like her younger sister, for instance, stop being a baby, you know, or come on, you could do it. If she could do it, you could do it. But the one thing that was missing, and I spoke to him about, was how come she's not getting out of bed? And he's like, I don't know. I said, but that's what needs to be held and contained. But to do that, you have to make yourself vulnerable. So not all parents do that. You know, it's much easier, believe it or not, to come in and say, let's fight, or like muster up the courage and do this, but being there and being more vulnerable, letting the emotions come out and containing them and giving them back in a way that then Olivia can make sense of what's going on in her life inside of her is really meaningful. So I don't know if I answered the question directly, but you were trying to differentiate what happens, because two kids can have trauma growing up. And one of the things that will differentiate how they do later in life, I'm only mentioning one, is the environment and how the environment responds to what seems like the trauma. But the real trauma I'm suggesting everybody consider is, what was the reaction? Were you able to talk to somebody, a loved one, and really get this stuff out and begin to metabolize and make sense out of it?
Well, I love the mindset there too, is like asking the in-depth questions and going, okay, what is that person feeling? Or are you letting the emotions come out? Now, I will say, I did not bring up, my parents ask those questions all the time, of like, how you're doing, how do you need support? Let's walk through this. Now, part of why I left it out is like, I'm just telling a story.
Yeah.
So I will say they asked it so much. And to this day, I still get asked, partially because my dad is a doctor and my mom's a therapist. She's a doctor as well. So I grew up in the house, that being a very normal daily occurrence question.
Yes.
So for me, it doesn't even think. And I think that's part of it too, is like when you have certain questions be asked frequently of like, how are you feeling? How are you processing this? You know, how can I support you? And it made me think of this when you were responding to your answer. Then when you look back and you reflect,